Hi everybody, this is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to talk about today about what has been going on with the food delivery and everybody confronting customers about things about not getting their deliveries. Now, we know as independent contractors that for one, we can accept or reject any offers that we want to. When we do accept an offer, we want to complete the offer from beginning to end, which means that we go to the restaurant, pick up the food, and we drop it off. When we drop it off, we're going to take pictures. We're going to take pictures to the company. We're going to take pictures in the app. Let the customers know that the food has been delivered. Now, for some reason, customers have been saying that they're not getting their food delivered. When this happens, as delivery drivers, we are not confronting the customers. As delivery drivers, we cannot go back and to the customers and try and verify that their delivery was delivered to them, because you don't know what you're walking in on. It could be something dangerous. You don't know who is at the other end. That's why these food delivery companies stress, do not confront customers. And that's why people have been getting deactivated. You do not want to confront customers and then something happen at the end where they might have a weapon of some sort, they might have a gun, and if they're having a day and you come up and say, hey, why did you do this? Why did you say this? And it could just not turn out good. If you do this, it could just backfire. In some of these cases, well, people had walked away, but there might be an instance where a person might not walk away from the situation. I mean, we've seen where people were shot at, or rideshare drivers were hurt, or cars were stolen. You got to pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on at the time of your deliveries, let alone going back to these customers to confront them about their deliveries. Now, the best way you can track your own deliveries is, for one, on my tracking app. Everybody should be using a tracking app anyway to track all your miles, so you can have something to write off at the end of the year. Google also has something that will allow you to check where you are, is a Google timeline. If you go into the Google timeline and you click on it, it will tell you places that you've been. You can check it by dates, by month, by year, and it'll give you every place that you had stopped at. Doordash also, I noticed, recycles their phone numbers. So you might get your phone number back from another delivery that has the pictures that you took in the app, conversations that you had with the customer. So not all is lost if that happens. There is things out there that you can utilize instead of going and confronting customers. If you're running late for a delivery, this might be another reason why customers might be doing this, is restaurants can be running late because they're backed up. Sometimes I've gotten to restaurants and they actually didn't even get the order because the pad wasn't working, or you could have gotten lost with your GPS and you're late yourself getting to the restaurant, which in turn makes you late to get to the customer. There's a little icon, there's a little telephone icon and a little messaging icon on the app. Text the customer, call the customer, say this is what's going on and this is why I'm running late. If it comes, DoorDash or whoever, I don't think Uber Eats does, but I know DoorDash says what time you have to be there. And the customer looks at that time and says, oh, wait, my food's not here. So now they're on the app telling DoorDash, no, my food's not here. You might bring it later because it might be a late delivery, but you didn't tell the customer. So when the customer looked at it and said, no, I haven't got my food yet. And this could be part of the reason why they're saying they're not getting their food. It might be an accident. It might be just because, they haven't heard from you. They don't know what's going on. And you were supposed to be there. And if you weren't there, then you didn't drop off their food. So no, I didn't get my food, So you want to stay in touch with the customers. You ask the restaurants, how long is it going to be? And they'll say 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. You're gonna reply to the customer and you're gonna say, this is what the restaurant told me. Let them reply. Let them say, okay, thank you for keeping in touch. Or if they want to cancel the order, let them cancel the order on their own. Let them know as if they were standing there in your place, because technically that's what we're doing, is we're the middleman. We are getting the food for the customer because they're not out getting it for themselves. So just keep track of what you're doing. Keep track of your miles. Check your Google timeline. Make sure you're taking pictures. Always keep in touch with the customers, because that's the biggest thing. The customer has no idea what's going on. You might know, they don't know. And if you don't tell them, they're never going to know. And this could be part of the reason why they're saying they're not getting their food. It's not because they're being malicious. It just means that they didn't get their food at the time that it says that they're supposed to be delivered. So at the end of the video, I'm going to do a screen recording of the Google timeline that I have in my Miles app. So you can see where it shows where I've picked up or dropped off and the locations I've been. So, and if you do that, keep track of it, definitely it will help you at the end, and it'll give you something to give to the companies, instead of you going and confronting the customer with your camera and saying, here, this is what I got on video footage. If you want to take video footage, use your dash cam. Put the dash cam to the customer's house, drop off the food. It's going to take a running total of where you've been, and then just download it off from your dash cam, because most of us who've been doing rideshare all have dash cams in our car. So if you have to do that, do that. But do not confront customers. It's just way too dangerous. Besides the fact that you can get deactivated, it's just not safe. So, all right, everybody, this is Rideshare Lisa. I am saying goodbye. I hope that you get yourself a Mile app, or download the Google timeline, and you will see a big difference in where you've been, and you will be able to have a better understanding of your location, and you can send these things into the companies, instead of that video from your phone that you were threatening the customer because you dropped it off. So you don't want to do that. All right, everybody, you have a great night, and just be safe out there. So here's my SharpShare app. And as you can see, this is where I was working in Brooklyn. It says my duration, my miles, and my deduction. I'm just going to hold on to it, and then I'm going to categorize it. Since I was doing Doordash when I was down in New York, that's what I'm going to put. Same here. And it gives you the list of options right there. But as you can see, it tells you where you started and where you ended. All right, so if you want to check out your Google timeline, just type in Google. Timeline. And you're going to see your little icon. Click on it. And there's everything, everywhere you've been. Everywhere in red is where I've been. And here it's located 524 of my places. I've been in New York and New Jersey. And if I want to see my locations, it says more trips. And then right here, it actually has the addresses. So you can check it by date. January, say I want to check January 1st. Where was I when it was January 1st? I was in New York. And then, so you can change the date. But if you need to know anything on your timeline, it'll just show you right here. As in Buffalo and Salve during these 2 dates. I don't want to pull anything out because I really don't want to show any addresses. But if you want to check out Google Timeline, so that way it shows where you've been. And you can check it by dates.